At our anniversary dinner, I believed I was stepping into one of the most unforgettable nights of our marriage. I had reserved the restaurant weeks in advance, choosing the kind of place where the lights glow warmly, the music drifts softly, and every detail feels like it belongs in a cherished memory. I even arranged for her favorite wine, imagining the evening would be about us, about love, and about everything we had built together. I wanted to remind her, and myself, of how far we'd come. What I never expected was that this night would instead mark the unraveling of everything. She walked in radiant, wearing the same dress I once told her she looked breathtaking in. A dress that turned heads, but to me, it was her smile that outshone it all. The waiter poured our drinks, and for a while, everything seemed perfect. We laughed about our first meeting, recalled our wedding day, and spoke of dreams for the future. In that moment, I thought we were aligned, that she was as happy as I was to celebrate us. But it only takes one sentence, one careless remark, to crack the world you thought was real. It came when the waiter placed our meals on the table. She leaned back, smirked, and with a voice just loud enough for others nearby to hear, said, "You know, sometimes I think I should have married your best friend. At least he knows how to treat a woman." The sound of her laugh sliced through me like broken glass. My chest clenched, my heart dropped, and I froze. For a moment, I wanted to believe I had misheard her. But her cruel grin, the casual sip of wine that followed, made it clear she meant every word. Around us, I caught the uneasy glances of strangers, the awkwardness of people overhearing a private humiliation. It wasn't just embarrassment, it was being stripped bare in public, mocked by the very person I trusted most. I steadied myself and asked softly, "What did you just say?" hoping she'd apologize, claim it was a bad joke, and move on. But she only laughed harder. "Relax," she said, waving me off. "It's just a joke. Don't be so sensitive. You know he's charming. Honestly, sometimes I wonder." Those words echoed inside me. Sometimes I wonder. And suddenly, every doubt I had pushed aside, every distance I had noticed, every time she'd seemed more absorbed in her phone or eager to go out without me, it all made sense. She wasn't joking. She was testing me, flaunting her disregard for me in a place where she thought I wouldn't react. But something inside me shifted. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't make a scene. I set my fork down, pushed my plate away, and leaned close enough so only she could hear. My tone was calm, firm, but sharp enough to cut through her arrogance. "If my best friend is what you really want, then you'll find out soon what it feels like to live without me. Because tonight, you ended this marriage." Her smile faltered for the first time. She blinked, uncertain, a nervous laugh escaping. "You're joking. You wouldn't." But I stood, pulled out my wallet, and left enough cash to cover the bill. Without looking back, I walked out. My hands trembled, not with fear, but with a piercing clarity. By the time I stepped into the cool night air, I knew there was no turning back. On the drive home, our memories reeled in my mind like a film torn apart. The good moments were there, but all of them now poisoned by her cruelty. How long had she thought of him that way? How many times had she compared me to him? That so-called joke was her confession, and it was enough. When I got home, I didn't hesitate. I sat at my desk, opened my laptop, and began drafting the papers that would dissolve our marriage. Filing for divorce wasn't revenge. It was survival. A man can endure many things, but living with someone who mocks his worth and entertains fantasies about another man is not love, it's captivity. The days that followed were chaos. She called non-stop, shifting between rage and desperation. First, she yelled, calling me dramatic, claiming I was destroying years over a harmless joke. Then, when she saw I wasn't bending, she wept. She begged, swore she hadn't meant it, that it was thoughtless. But words, once spoken, can't be pulled back. They leave scars, and hers cut too deep. My best friend, the man she'd used to humiliate me, came to me when he heard. He was furious, swore he'd never given her reason to think such a thing. And I believed him. But this wasn't about him. It was about her choice to wound me in the cruelest way possible. I pressed forward with the divorce. It wasn't simple. It wasn't painless. But with each step, I felt lighter, free of the weight of questioning whether I was enough, free of the shadow of her disdain. Looking back, I see that moment at the dinner table differently now. Yes, it broke me. Yes, it destroyed the marriage I thought I had. But it also gave me the truth I had ignored for too long. She revealed who she really was. And in doing so, she gave me the chance to walk away before wasting more years on someone who didn't value me. Sometimes, life doesn't end the way we imagined. It ends the way we need. That night wasn't only the end of a marriage, it was the beginning of reclaiming my dignity. And if I had to live it again, I'd still walk out and never look back. Because in the end, the cruelest words she ever spoke became the moment I finally remembered my worth.